In 21, we've got negative 6 squared. Now, just keep in mind, this is not equal to negative 6 squared. We'll do them both. Now, in this first one here, this one here that we have, I'm going to square the negative 6. And the first thing I see is that I've got a negative to an even power. So I know the result's going to be positive. So let's do it. Here's what it means. It means negative 6 times negative 6. Negative times negative is positive. 6 times 6, 36. Okay, that is the answer to this problem. Now, this one over here, what's being squared is just the 6. Whereas over here, what's being squared is the negative 6. That's why I wrote negative 6 twice. But over here, only the 6 is being squared. So what I get is this negative right here, and then 6 times 6. Right? That is the 6 squared. So I get negative 36. Okay? So I'm 72 units apart on the number line. 36 back to 0 and 36 over to negative 36. Now number 22, this is what we were just talking about, like this one up here. I've got negative 7 squared. So what's being squared is just the 7. So what I'm squaring here is just the 7, not the negative. So bring that negative along. 7 times 7, so I get negative 49. Okay, this problem is not this. It is not negative 7 squared, which is negative 7 times negative 7, which is positive 49. Okay, just be careful with those negatives. Now we're getting some problems with a bunch of negatives in them. Let's just keep track of all. What's being squared here is a negative 5, and then I want the opposite of that. So this negative out here, that's not part of this square. Right, that's its own negative, so I'm just going to bring that along, so I'll get negative. Now, what is this? What is negative 5 squared? Well, you can do it in your head or you can write it out. Here's what I mean. Negative 5 squared, so I get negative. Now, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, and that is it. We are done. Oh, this one looks interesting. We've got a fraction, and it's all multiplication and powers and division. Right, there's no addition, subtraction. So let's deal with the top first. Now, I'm going to do each one of these up here. So I've got a power raised to a power. Now, when you have a power raised to a power, you multiply the exponents. So this is going to be a to the 4 times 6. Right, so out of this a, 4 times 6, I'm going to get a to the 24 on top. On the bottom, we've got a to the 8th squared. So multiply the exponents. So it's going to be a to the 8 times 2, which is a to the 16th. And now I've got a division. And a division, I know I subtract exponents, so I'm going to get right that common base, a, take the top exponent, subtract the bottom exponent, so I get a to the 8th. In 25, we're just cubing a squared. So I've got a power raised to a power. I'm just going to multiply the exponents. So I'm going to get a 2 times 3, which is a to the 6th. Just make it a little bit more interesting. What if you had this? What if you had a squared, you cube it, and then you raise that to the 4th power? Right, all you have to do is just this. Just multiply those exponents together. So this is going to be a to the 2 times 3 times 4. A to 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24.